Hi guys, my name is Meats. This is going to be a review for the MonsterArts Destroyah Evolution set. This is based on the 1995 movie Godzilla vs. Destroyah. Really cool movie, I just actually watched it recently. And as you can see in the box art, you get to see different forms of Destroyah. Basically, you get the first one, like in the movie, where it's when he started growing up and terrorizing the different facilities. He got a crab-like form. Then eventually he grew up, turned into this guy here. It's the Aggregate Form, and from time to time he transformed into like a bat-like mode where he can fly. It's kind of interesting how he can fly with all that mass. And another thing, in the movie, it kind of tells you how he got the name. Basically, he evolved and pretty much got this power of the oxygen destroyer. And basically they just used the Destroyer as his name is Destroyah. Pretty much devastate a lot of things. And I was thinking he was just one single creature. It actually turns to be like there's a lot of them. It's just like a group. Then they can combine and actually separate again. So it's kind of cool creature. Very formidable. It took a lot from burning Godzilla and Godzilla Jr. to bring him down. Which is kind of weird because in the movie you don't know who you're rooting for because, well, this kind of be a spoiler, but they kind of use Destroyah to subdue burning Godzilla because it's going on a meltdown which will destroy the Earth. So they're hoping that both of them will kill each other, and you just don't know who to root for. But I mean, I'm rooting for burning Godzilla because I think this is more of a problem than Godzilla. Yep, so that's the box art right on top, really nice, and the bottom, and the instructions there. Alright, so that's it for the box, and let's go take a look inside. Alright, so this is the first one, and it's actually kind of small from the other ones. And this one doesn't have much articulation other than the mid, or this part of the legs here. And you do have a non-articulated tail which has a straight peg. And I think, yep, this peg's in there. Sometimes it doesn't. There we go. And be careful on that. It's kind of like if you force it too much, it'll break. Otherwise, the whole thing is not so much articulation. Even the head, you do have a little bit on here, front claws, and maybe on the base of this. But that's pretty much. And basically, this is like the first part where it's about 10 meters tall, which is terrorizing, and I think the special forces are trying to bring them down. I think flamethrower works for the most part. So that's the first one you're gonna get. The next one will be the Aggregate Form, which is a little bit more formidable, a lot bigger, and you get more articulation. So here we go, and this is pretty much the one that fights Godzilla Jr. And got the fairly good articulation there on the claws, as you can see. I think you can move each individual one, but I think the bottom one is the base, so you can only move the top part. And then you got the neck, really cool. Good range of motion there. And you got this little claws here. And I think a lot of them are movable. Although, just be careful you don't pop them and lose the leg or something. Then each one here is slightly articulated, as you can see. That's kind of cool. You can have different movement or have him grabbing something. And the tail is separate also. You're gonna connect that on the ball joint. But again, really articulated. But be very careful though, it's really thin. And here on the, I'm not sure what you call this, kind of like your scorpion thing. stingers. I'm just gonna call it stingers. Although I don't think it has poison in them. He's mostly used the Oxygen Destroyer, which is kind of like a charge shot coming from his mouth. And it's like an interesting weapon because once it shoots it, it's supposed to eat away or decompose the matter or any living thing. So it's a very powerful attack. So this is movable from this part here, and there's another joint there, and the joints are nicely colored, as you can see there. Nicely detailed. And I think that's it. Nothing on there. So that's pretty much it for the aggregate form. Really cool looking one. And as you can see, this is, oh, there he goes. Slightly bigger than the crab. Actually, if you want to have an army of these, just like the movie, you might have to buy a couple. These are actually a little bit expensive. They're about $90 retail price plus tax. You're gonna be looking at $100. A bit pricey, but I mean, for the details and what you're getting, you can't really complain. And here we go. This is the, I'm not sure what we call it, the bat form or the flying mode. Really cool. Yeah, it's a lot of red. And articulated neck, as you can see there. I think you can open the mouth. Yep, you can. And actually there's a gimmick for this guy, which I will try in a bit. Get the articulated tail also. The tail is already attached on this guy. But again, gotta be careful. There's a fins here, kind of like, or the little feet segments here. I'm not sure what you call them, scales. That's movable. Just a lot of details, really great, and you get the more of the stuff here. So as you can see, pretty much this big six legs are kind of shrunk down here, and go. Well, I'm thinking that the stingers he has there, I'm just calling it stingers again. I don't think he has poison. Just grew up like that. Kind of cool design. And unfortunately, this doesn't come with a stand or any peg hole to attach it with any other base. So that's unfortunate. But if you have a Tamashii Stage Act, this is number 4. Again, number 4 has a rectangular one. Number 5 has a more kind of like a hexagon shape. And you can mount this. I'll just move this up. And there you go. So you just gotta have a separate one, but I think if you bought the other SH MonsterArts, you're gonna have plenty of those, especially on the to hold on the effect parts. And I think Fire Rodent has an extra one too. So there you go. You got the 3 forms of Destroyah. Oh, it didn't. And let's just quickly take a look on the effect or gimmick on the aggregate form. Alright, so this is kind of like the alien where he has a small mouth right there or a tongue that sticks out. Kind of cool and creepy at the same time. And from what I understand, you have to pop his head off. And I'm hoping I don't break it. There we go. There's a little peg right there, ball joint. And there's a section right there that you can push. So I'm gonna push it with a stylus. And let's see. There we go. Am I pushing it right? There we go. So see, the tongue is sticking out. And pretty cool. And on top of that, they give you one that's really long. And this kind of works for well, again, spoiler alert, but part of the movie where he attacks Godzilla Jr. So I'm just gonna attach this. I'm not gonna put it all the way, but there we go. Very grotesque. And why don't we do a little size comparison with Godzilla Jr. Alright, Godzilla Jr. versus Destroyah. And actually, while I was watching the movie, I actually just quickly played the movie again. Seems like Destroyah is supposed to be a little bit, or almost the same height as Godzilla Jr. And as you can clearly see here, it's a slightly smaller, but nonetheless, you know, it's fairly good. And yeah, I mean, you can recreate it where Godzilla Jr. is on the ground, getting attacked, getting getting owned by the Destroyah. But again, really great movie. He's managed to hit Destroyah a couple of good times. Yep. And let's see, where's Burning Godzilla? Let me take out Burning Godzilla. And there we go, we got Burning Godzilla. We get the aggregate form attacking him. And actually, I think they're more on this scale when there's a group of them. Not so much on that. Again, that could have been a little bit bigger. But you know, nonetheless, it looks great. And the bat form, not sure if that's up to scale. It looks, again, it looks a lot bigger in the movie. Yep. And why don't we bring his final form? Alright, then I think everyone is here, including the final form. It's really massive, as you can see here. And if you haven't picked up the final form, definitely gotta get that. Again, when you're getting these figures, it's not much about the price. If you're worrying about the price, then this is probably not the figure line that you should be getting or collecting. They are very well designed in terms of just the details, the sculpt, and as well as a wide range of articulation on some parts. You know, I'm very impressed with the MonsterArts line. And again, these are expensive. They're kind of the higher end. Actually, if you think about it, for the price you're paying, some of the vinyl ones, like, you know, bigger statues, are more expensive. And these are actually a lot cheaper than those, and you're getting a lot more detail out of them. And actually, I'm hoping that they release more, especially with the announcement of Batra, and hopefully Mothra eventually, and other Godzilla monsters, or monsters from the Godzilla series. So I'm really excited for that. Who knows, they even make the kaijus from Pacific Rim. That'll be even great. But yeah, I'm really enjoying this. The evolution set, it's like spot on from the movie. Although, I think my only thing is, I just wish the aggregate form is a little bit bigger. But you know, I can't really complain. You're getting 3 figures. Really cool. But yeah, I think that's about it for the review. If you have any questions, suggestions, or any comments, leave them down below. I'll be happy to answer that for you. So until then, this is Meads. Thank you for watching.